Hey, I'm Kate. I'm a teacher here at ICANMAKESHOES, and I recently made these cowboy boots with a padded quilted effect. They're actually a version of the boots that Amanda made for our online course, but I've switched out the decorative stitching for the quilted effect. You could totally use this in any project that you're doing really, but I think it works really nicely for the sides of the cowboy boots. And I'm going to show you how to do that. If you have joined us for a workshop in the last year, you probably have seen the uppers. I made the uppers and then left them sitting for ages. So it kind of dragged this project out, but you could definitely just make the uppers and last them straight away and get this project done in a week. That's enough from me. Let's get into the tutorial. So I did a couple of test runs of how I wanted the quilting to look, and I tried this technique, which I actually love the effect of. I made a cutout, so it's kind of like an inset quilting technique. And I basically just cut out the heart shape and then layered a layer of leather underneath and skived the edges and then stitched around. This is also a really great option if you want a contrasting color, because you could totally have like a red inside for the heart and then a silver outside. I think that looks great, but it actually took a really, really long time to make. And to do this for the whole boot would just take me way too long. The technique that I decided was the most effective was this, which is 2 layers of the reinforcement foam underneath the quilting, and then I've used a backing layer. I put this backing on because I think it adds just like an extra layer which secures the foam in place and makes it feel more puffy. So I took the normal pattern piece, which is the same as Amanda's pattern piece. Luckily for me and Amanda have the same size feet, so I could use her pattern, which she covers making in the online course, and then I could just add the embroidery. And I just kind of played around with the shapes that I wanted for the quilting. I landed on this, which kind of references a traditional cowboy boot pattern. So the first thing that I'm going to do is actually cut out the pieces of foam. So I'm going to take my stencil, place it on top of, this is just a foam reinforcement that we actually use in bag making, but I've been using it for some projects in shoemaking recently. And I just place the pattern over the top and then trace around the gaps. So once you've traced your shapes, you just want to take a craft knife and then cut right on your trace lines. I'm using a 2mm foam, and from my test, I realized that it's nicer with 4mm inside because you just get that good padded effect. You could totally use 2mm, but I'm just gonna double layer it up. So I'm gonna flip my foam over, and rather than tracing all of the pieces again, I'm just gonna peel off the adhesive backing and then stick the pieces down onto the foam and then cut around them. So now that I've got all of my pieces cut out, the next stage is to cut out the leather so that I've got something to stick them to. What's really important when you're quilting is that the quilting effect shrinks the whole piece of fabric. So we don't want to cut out the pattern piece perfect to size, because once I do the stitching, it will shrink a little bit. So I'm going to trace out my pattern, and then we'll cut 1 centimeter around the edge. So here's a panel that I've made earlier, and I was thinking about a way to explain the shrink, but the best way is probably just to see on this panel. So you can see the lines in pen underneath. That's where I traced the pattern originally, and then I'd done the stitching. After the stitching, you can see that the panel was just a little bit smaller because of that quilting. So I then laid the pattern back on top, traced around and cut around so it's perfect to the pattern piece. I'm working with this beautiful silver leather. What I would say about this is it's got quite a grain to it. So there's areas where the grain is a little bigger than others, and I want to just match the panel that I'm cutting to the other panels that I've used. So I'm just going to compare this grain and find a piece that I'm going to cut from. So you can see that this area is quite a nice match for my other panel. So I'm actually just going to flip the leather over and I'll trace on the reverse side. It is worth mentioning that I chose a symmetrical design for my quilting, and it's made my life a lot easier, so I would recommend that you do the same. Once I've traced that out, I'm just gonna cut around the edge and I'm gonna leave 1 centimeter excess. And then once you've cut out your piece, the next stage is just to line up the foam pieces, kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. So you can see that this piece will be going there, and I'll just peel off that sticky back layer and stick it down. I've placed all of my foam pieces on the back of the leather. Now I'm just gonna cut out a layer of backing. For this, I'm using this cotton twill that we have in the studio. We actually use this for our bag linings, but you just need a layer of fabric to sandwich the foam together. And that could be anything, to be honest, something that's lying around in your scrap. You just don't want something too bulky. And then I'm gonna cut a layer of this to stick to the back of the leather. It's important that the layer is a little bit bigger than the foam pieces, but you don't want it to go all the way over the edge. If it goes over the edge, it will just create a bit of bulk in the seams. So the way that I'm gonna do that is I'm just gonna draw in the extreme points of my quilting, and then I'll add probably 2 centimeters around the edge. Once you've drawn those points in, you can see that I've got the outline of the quilting. I'm just gonna give myself a bit of excess. And then once I'm happy with that, I can lay my pattern over to check that it's gonna cover all the way over the edge, and I can see that it can. So then I can just cut this out. This layer is never ever gonna be seen. It's gonna be totally hidden in layers of leather. So it doesn't need to be really accurate. You can just cut around the edge. I'm gonna add some water-based glue to both layers, and you want a thin coating just over the areas that are gonna stick. I'm using this big spatula because it just makes things a bit quicker, but you can use whatever you have. Where you've got the foam layers, you really want to get into those grooves because we want the stitching to be right up in the grooves. I have glued up both layers and they've gone a little bit tacky. So you just want to leave them to dry for a couple of seconds. And then I'm gonna stick the 2 layers together. And when I stick from the back, I'm just placing the whole piece on, and then we're gonna flip over to the front. So you can see on the front that your foam pieces are starting to show through. I take this tool, which is a bone folder tool, and I'm just getting the edge right into the ridges of the foam so that it makes it really stand out. I would start on the center pieces and then work your way outwards. So once I'm happy that I've defined the edges of the shapes with the bone folder, I'm then gonna take my heat erasable pen and my pattern, and we're just gonna trace around the original shapes, because the next stage is I'm gonna be stitching around the edges. The great thing about this heat erasable pen is that it will disappear once I've done my stitching. And you just want to place the pattern right over the layers of foam. So I'm using the center piece to line up the rest of my pattern in place, and then I'll just trace around the edge. My next stage is to stitch around those red pen lines. So I've got my machine here and I've switched out my presser foot for the one that I usually use for zippers. And it just means that you can get right up into the edges of the foam with your presser foot, because we want the line of stitching to be right on the red pen line. For each panel, I'm going to start in the corner and I'll start with 1 back stitch, work my way around the panel and then finish on a back stitch. Cool, so that is all stitched. I'm just gonna tie off some of my threads, and my next stage will be to place my pattern back over, trace around the edge, and then cut around the edge. And that is how I do my quilted panel. And here's the finished boot. I have to admit, they turned out even better than I expected them to. I'm really excited to wear these. If you want to make boots like this, just follow the online course tutorial. And if you have any questions, leave them below.